I'm happy to be here.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday, February 8th meeting of Plano West Rotary, and I am your president temporarily because it'll soon to be Joy Hinkleman on July 1st. Woohoo! I'm going to turn this over to our Sergeant of Arms without a camera, Steve Lawton. Take it away, Steve.
Thank you, Alex. Hope you're having a good day. Hope everybody is having a good day. Let's get brag started. Tara Bidwell, would you like to brag?
Well, I don't have much today, but I am volunteering on Saturday for the Bed Start, so I'm excited about that.
That's great news. Glad to hear it. Those at the meeting today at Norma's, would somebody there like to brag?
Anybody have a brag?
I made it here today. I made it here today.
I'm going to brag that we have our past district governor, John Moser, and his lovely wife, Trudy, with us here today in person. So welcome. Glad to have y'all.
It's awesome. I wish I could be there in person today. I just got my car out of the shop and barely had time to get online.
Well, I'm going to
Beamer
brag.
Durfer, you want to brag? You got anything you want to brag about?
Hang on, Steve, we still got more.
I'm going to brag that last week, Pakistan went one whole year without polio. 1 year. In the last 5 years, Afghanistan has only had a total of 4 cases of polio. So we're going the right direction.
Anybody else at Norma's want to brag?
Yeah, actually, I was amazed, Jen and I were, by the outpouring of donations for the overnight warming station. I mean, thank you. Just carloads full, way more than we ever anticipated. So thank you, everyone.
Woohoo! How about our soon-to-be upcoming member?
I'm alive. Yeah, well, it's my first time here, so I'm really happy to meet everyone. I'm part of the Rotary Club.
Or in person?
In person.
Awesome. All right, Steve,
Thank you, sir.
you have until, just to let you know, but one more brag.
One more brag. Okay.
Well,
Marty James or John?
I want to take it because this is going to be my last meeting for the next 3 weeks, because early voting is starting in the Democratic primary where I will be running for county commissioner. So I would appreciate everybody that is voting in the Democratic primary to vote for me in the Democratic primary, but you're not going to see me because I'm going to be out poll greeting for the next 3 Tuesdays, talking to voters and working it until we make it. So thank you, and I appreciate your vote.
Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you, John. Back to you, Alex.
Okie dokie. Well, next, we're going to turn to our, I'm not going to say our favorite because we have a lot of PISD employees in our club, but one of our favorite PISD employees, James Thomas, you're going to lead us in the invocation. Take it away, James.
Thank you, sir. If you'll bow your head. Dear gracious Father, we come to you, first of all, thanking you for the many blessings that you bestowed on us. We thank you for reaching out and touching our hearts and making sure that we, this particular group, focuses on our community and focus on the world, doing the positive things and making the difference for the lives of many, we pray. Continue to guide us and lead us in your shadows. In Jesus Christ's name, we all pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, James. Well, next, we are going to have Clevie lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody could stand and face the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Clevie.
Sure.
Now we have a very special event coming up. Don't put that in your mouth, no. We will talk, yes, we're a little early. Wow, we're a lot early. Well, so tell you what, we will give you time. No, we're good. Are you ready? Okay, I want to introduce our immediate past district governor, Mr. John Moser. He was basically president last year, and not president, district governor last year, and his time ended June 30th. So a lot of people, when you joined our club, like probably 95% of the people in our club, you joined under past district governor John's leadership. And so he has come with his wonderful wife, Trudy, to say a little bit about our club. We're moving around.
That's quite all right. That's quite, the one thing you never want to do is you never want to give a district governor the microphone because they talk forever. And I'll tell you an example of that. One time I was at a meeting recently, and as I started to speak, a young man got up and left the room. Well, I thought that was strange. After a while, he came back in and sat down. I said, now, that's really strange. So I decided I was going to find out what happened. And after the meeting, I went up to him and I said, hey, what happened? Why did you leave? And he said, well, I went to get a haircut. And I said, haircut? Why didn't you go before? He said, well, before the meeting, I didn't need a haircut.
That was good, John. I like it.
Thank you very much. True story. This club has done something that only 13 other clubs in the district did, and that's win the Rotary Citation for the year 2020, 2021. Alex, I'm sorry, being first doesn't count, but you did win. I mean, that's the main thing. The Rotary Citation Award recognizes the hard work of clubs throughout the year. Taking action toward achieving the citation goals help clubs engage members and helps them stay relevant in their communities and run the clubs more efficiently. A welcoming and engaging club also reflects the values of Rotary. So the clubs achieve citation goals, they contribute to the overall health and culture of Rotary International. As I said, in 2020, 2021, only 13 clubs achieved that citation. We had 62 clubs at the time. So that's a pretty good deal. There are 25 potential goals in the Rotary Citation. And to achieve the citation, a club needs to achieve 13 of those 25 goals. Your club achieved 25 of 25, which is outstanding. The goals include areas like membership, you did so well in membership, foundation support, youth services, planning, and public image, and other things. So, talking about being early, I'm going to do this. Alex, if you come up here, I would like to present the Rotary Club of Plano West with the Rotary Citation, the year 2020, 2021. Congratulations.
I received a certificate, but you earned the reward. We have such an amazing club. And honestly, the goal on the Rotary Citation that meant the most to me, and talking to our members meant the most to them, was our service. Not only did we do a lot of service, like 75 service projects, we had a high percentage of our club participate. That's actually one of the goals, is the number of club members that are going to participate in service projects. We have a service club, and you guys are so exciting. You know, people look, you have 65 people in your club, but you don't have, maybe we have 30 show up at the meetings. Well, that's because they all serve. we do 6 service projects a month. And we tell people we'd rather have you out there saving lives than doing lunch, because we don't save any lives right here. But all our service projects that we do, that's when we have impact. And that's what Rotary is about. So you guys are an awesome club. And I'm so excited with our upcoming leadership with Joy and Tamara that we're going to be doing more great things and better things. And so thank you very much, Past District Governor Moser and Trudy, for joining us. We appreciate it. We hope you join us more. Now, we're one of the easiest clubs to join. All you have to do is click a link. We have like twice as many people online. You can't really see it now, but and so thank you very much. And now what we're going to do, we're going to move into what I call the most important and the most exciting part about every club meeting. We are not every club meeting, but when it happens, we are going to induct a new member today. So if I could ask our membership chair, Roxana, and our new to upcoming member, Brian, to come up here. And we have a 2-stage step we have to go through, Brian. So we put you under pressure. Because you've been visiting us and serving with us over the last few weeks. Now, as part of this process, we actually have to vote for you. So now we're going to have a club election. We have a number of people online that Camille is going to push out a poll for them to vote. And then I guess somebody is going to handle the votes. Glenn's going to handle the votes. So Camille, are you ready for the online poll?
Give me just a second. It's not giving me an option, of course, on my thing. So I'm texting Zane right now. Sorry about that, guys.
That's all right. For everybody who doesn't know, this is Camille's first time being our Zoom call. Zane has been training a crew of people. So that way I think we have about 5 people that are going to be trained to do it.
Thank you. I see it.
Are you ready? Okay. So everybody online, go ahead and vote. And then Glenn's going to do the local vote. So all in favor of Brian Joseph joining our club as a Rotarian, please vote. Awesome. So it was unanimous. It was unanimous. So now it's the induction. You got to know, this is my 2nd year as president. Actually, because I started early, this is my 24th month already, even though we haven't ended the Rotary year yet, because I started in March. We have inducted probably over 50 people. You will be my first in-person induction. Wow. So this is an honor for me as president, because I've never got to induct anybody in person. So you're very special, Brian. So I have something very important to read. So really I'm speaking to you right now. And then of course, Roxana here is to help me out as our membership chair. So Brian Joseph, you have been proposed for membership and the club has just elected you. Congratulations. Therefore, it is my pleasure to induct you into the Rotary Club of Plano West. I understand you are aware of Rotary's requirements and will follow them. You have offered your services to assist fellow Rotarians in the community and on our international projects. As you know, Rotary is a service club, each member performing what Rotary terms as service above self. Besides service, you will have the benefits of powerful bonds of friendship with fellow Rotarians locally and worldwide. And you experience that in your Rotary experience in the Bahamas. So it's awesome that you're able to extend it up here. I especially commend to your attention the object of Rotary and the 4-way test, which form the criteria for Rotarians in our daily lives. When you travel, you'll have a special opportunity to attend Rotary meetings and meet Rotarians throughout the world. This is another rewarding benefit of your membership. And now, by the power vested in me as president of the Rotary Club of Plano West, I'm going to pin this emblem on you. Actually, Roxana will help me. Usually it's virtual, so this is awesome that it's a real pin. You're not bleeding, so she did it well. And now I declare you to be an active member of our club. Welcome to Rotary. We look forward to all the enrichment of our lives and your own by the association of the world's oldest, largest, finest, and greatest service organization, Rotary International. Congratulations, Brian. And you're going to be one of our first members to get the actual red badge. So we'll actually use the red badge program, right, Roxana? Awesome. Well, thank you, Brian. What we do, we're going to pull you here, put your mask back on. I'm going to have, because you want to wear it. So I'm going to let you say a few words to the club. And keep in mind, keep it PG because you're being straight.
I'd like to say thank you for everyone. I've been in service and volunteering for some time before COVID. You know, my kids go to the Bourges Elementary, so I'm a usual at Bourges. But after COVID, I kind of backed out. You know, so I'm pretty much coming back into the volunteering scope of things. And I kind of looked around and looked into different clubs that I could possibly join to provide services. And Rotary West came up on top in terms of organization, my research, what I looked at in terms of services. I applaud you guys, and I can see that you guys are doing a really good job. So thank you for accepting me, and I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining us. I am hearing a lot of dings, so it looks like we got a lot of people coming in online. I can't see it, but hey, did I just mess it up? I think I did. Exit full screen. There we go. Oh boy. All right. Now we're going to do club business. You think after doing this for so long, I would have it, but I've messed this up. Oh, there we go. Good. Now, our president nominee, Tamara Thomas. Oh, geez. So you like just Zoom. So you did the invocation and you drove here. You're awesome. Okay, Tamara Thomas, who is our president nominee, she has agreed to take over as our scholarship committee chair. For those that don't know, Gary Busey, who was chair of that committee for at least 20 years, he had a triple bypass procedure on Christmas Eve, about 2 weeks after we had our Christmas party at his house. So we wore him out. And so because of that, he obviously has to make a lot of life changes. So he's not leaving Rotary, but he's taking a sabbatical, on everything. And so he's had to step down as our scholarship committee chair. And literally, he's done it for at least 20 years. So he has been working with Tamara to train. Now, Tamara also knows her big job is to be president-elect with joy and to be president. So she needs help. So she's looking for 3 people that will help her on the scholarship committee, because obviously as she moves into more roles with the club and leadership, she's not going to be able to do it all. So I added her number on here. You guys know how to get it from Club Runner. If you're interested, text her, let her know. It's not a lot of work. I've done it. A lot of members that have been in the club, we've all done it, but we just need to make sure we support Tamara. And what's really great is, we love Gary, but it'll be awesome to have Tamara bring new ideas, new focus, and just make a difference. So thank you, Tamara, and please text her, let her know you're going to help. We need 3 people, because you know what's going to happen if you don't volunteer. We're going to relentlessly bug you until we get our 3, because we can't have Tamara doing this on her own. We do have our next board of directors meeting on February 21st. We would like more people to attend who's not on the board. It's a Zoom thing. So you guys click it, zoom in, so you know what's going on with the club. The only way we're going to make the club better is if everybody's involved. We've got 65 members. So wouldn't that be crazy if we had 65 people in that board meeting? It's not going to happen, but the more the better. So we need to have people know what's happening. Now, what's really important, we have a couple club members that are spending a lot of their lives planning the district assembly. Am I right, Michelle and Glenn? And that is training for our officers. And that's on March 25th. 6. I see. I need to put my glasses back on. There we go, March 26th. Now, I've said this many times, any club member that attends district assembly, we will reimburse the training. Now, I gotta let you know, depending on the event, sometimes they have like luncheons that they charge extra or galas. We're not reimbursing that. We're reimbursing the training. Because when you start throwing in the price of those meals, then we're gonna blow our meager budget. So just the training, and usually they separate it so you don't have to. So we want, like, everybody who's on Joy's board, you need to sign up. You cannot lead this club if you don't know what you're doing. And even if you think you know what you're doing, you really don't, because they're gonna help train you on what new things to do, great things to do, and didn't know. So definitely, we want you to sign up. The way it works is you're gonna sign up, pay for it on your own. After event's over, you're gonna work with Catherine, our treasurer, and we will reimburse your training. So we need to get a lot of club members there. When Plano West Rotary shows up, we dominate the place. So we need to continue doing that for training. Now, we also have the Rotary International Convention in Houston. That's June 4th through 8th. We are not reimbursing club members for that. I think the ticket themselves are like $500–600. We don't have a budget for that. I think lower. Everybody gets those emails about the convention, right? They send it to us. So they made some new rules, so they've changed it. But it's easy to go to because it's in Houston. Now, what the district usually does, they arrange group transportation, bus, cars, and so go together as Rotarians. So definitely go on the website. If you just Google Rotary International Convention Houston, you'll see lots and lots of stuff, and everybody gets emails. But we'd love to get a lot of people there. Also, more importantly, we have love to get a lot of people there. I am leading one of the breakout sessions, and Tamara, it's going to be a panel, and Tamara is actually going to be one of the panelists. It's going to talk about the Rotary Community Corps. And so we're going to have panelists from all over the world, and our president nominee that happens to be executive director for the nonprofit we partnered with for our RCC is going to be one of the panelists. So we want to at least go there and support Tamara, because this is going to be a global opportunity, that people all over the world are. So do those. Now, find service projects. This is one of the rare times we did not have any service projects last week. That's weird for us. And as you guys know, I mentioned last meeting, in my 2 years as president, this February is the least amount of service projects we've ever done. We're only doing 4, which is still, past district governor John Moser could attest, more than a lot of Rotary clubs do in a year. So it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. So that's why we didn't have any service projects last week. But we do have service projects coming up. On Saturday, we partner with Bed Start. Definitely. And we only have 10 volunteer slots for that. And it fills up every week or every month that we do it. So if there's slots, sign up. If they're not slots, sign up for next month. And as you don't know, we basically partner with Bed Starts to deliver furniture to needy families in the community, not always just Plano, it's more Collin County. And what I've heard is a lot of times these families are refugees because there's an influx of refugees. So these are families that basically came out, I think, from Afghanistan, obviously, because of what happened. They came here with nothing. And so we are at least providing them some furniture for the housing that they're in. So definitely volunteer and tell your friends. And then we have our 3 projects we do with PISD, our food pantries. And that, Jen is the project leader for our Bed Start project. So don't ask me questions, ask her. Everybody knows that. I never know what's going on. You have to ask our club members. And then we have our food pantries, Catherine and James. They run that, which we do every month. Something I'm going to point out, I think Armstrong, we get the food from North Texas Food Bank for Armstrong, right? And I think Bowman and Rallison, we get the food from Minnie's. So I do want to give credit to the food pantries that are working with PISD, and we're providing volunteers. I understand Catherine and James, we're kind of been short on volunteers lately, right? Because this is it's after school during a weekday, so obviously some of us work like me, but if you can, or your friends, we need you, because what we're doing, we are helping staff actually do, PISD staff do things like education, as opposed to helping these families in need, which is important. So when we show up, we're helping the staff to actually work on tutorials or prepare lesson plans so they can help our kids. So get your friends to sign up for these projects. We do it every month. We've been doing it for a couple years, but we do need more volunteers. So that basically covers our business. And so we are, remember what he said about past district governors? You got 5 minutes. Take it away.
I want to interrupt and talk about two things. First is the district club leadership training. Go to that. When I joined Rotary in March of 2008, I went to the leadership training in April. And at that training, future district governor Sandy Forster said, we're going to go to India in December. Anybody want to go? I have no idea why that hand went up, but I did. So I had been a Rotarian less than a year. I found out through the district assembly, the district training, about this trip. Went to India. It's the best experience you've ever had. That will change your life. The second thing I want to talk about is the International Convention in Houston. 2 years ago, it was going to be in Honolulu. Didn't have it because of COVID. Last year, it was going to be in Taiwan. Didn't have it because of COVID. Next year, it's going to be Australia. Yeah. Australia. And then after that, it's going to be in Vancouver. Not Vancouver, in Calgary. I think. I could be wrong on that. My point is, this is the closest it's going to be. And if you ever want a great experience seeing what Rotary 1.2, actually now 1.4 million Rotarians do worldwide, this is the place to do it. It's amazing to see. You didn't know you had as many friends. It's amazing to go and see all that, especially the dress, the garb of the different countries. And it's just wonderful. So if you can, do it. Go down there and experience that. It will be really an eye-opening experience for you. Alex, back to you.
Thank you, past district governor. We have somebody else who, those that don't know, Roxana is a third-generation Rotarian. Her grandfather founded the Reynosa, Mexico Rotary Club 82 years ago. And her father is a past president. So they are very proud that Roxana is joining the family business, and she will be one of our presidents. But she's got a lot of experience with the convention. So can you tell us about your parents?
Well, yes, my grandfather was a founder of, he was a doctor in Mexico, and he started the Rotary Club in Mexico. And he never missed a convention. He always went, and he also had a group of the 11 that was made after the being Rotary, and they met every Tuesday. So just going to the convention was a wonderful experience for him. And then my dad became a Rotarian when he was 40, and so it's my turn. I'm in the 40s also, and I didn't want to get to that. I don't know how I went to. So, yeah, it's very excited, and I look forward to this convention. It's wonderful. It's going to be my first convention, so I'm really excited for that. Yes, and but I really want to go to Australia now that you. So it's good to know that it's going to be in 2 years. So I can start saving. And yes, so now my daughter's going to start in the Interact Club in her high school. So we're happy for this to continue in this family. Yes, and Dominique is going this year. She's going to go to Europe on a youth exchange program, and she was already accepted, and She's gonna be 15. She's gonna be young. It's hard, and I haven't realized that she's gonna leave, but she's gonna leave in August, and it's gonna be hard times. But I am really excited for her. Now I have also a junior, and she wants to go, but until she finishes high school, we'll see. Hopefully, because this is a true experience. She will come back mature and learning so many things, and language, and about well, when my sister went for a year when she was 15 years old in this Rotary exchange. And so I was 20, and it was for me late to go. So she came back very happy, but I also went. I went with a family she stayed with, because they invited me. They found out that I really wanted to go, so I did go, not with the Rotary, but stay full summer. And she came back a different person. And being in Japan was a really good. She came talking Japanese very fluent. And what she liked is that in every Rotarian meeting that she had, they had a contest to whoever talk in public in Japanese and won the first place. They win money. So this was a good motivation to learn Japanese. And so we're gonna have a student in our house. We're gonna be a host home in August. From August to December, and it's going to be the first student we host. But we also hosted, when I was living in Mexico, 4 students: Japan, Canada, France. So I know what it is all about. Also, my dad has been to these meetings, Plano West. He's really proud, and he was just following up. Dominique gonna go? Is Dominique gonna go? So it's all good. I'm really happy to see now my dad is proud that this is happening, that I became a Rotarian 2 years ago, and now Dominique is gonna go in exchange, and my other junior is gonna start that Interact Club that already was approved in high school. So just happy to see my dad looking at all this. His club is around 80 people, and it's only men, so it's very different, only men, but the wives are very involved in this. They think they are Rotarian too, but they're not. But they don't feel bad that they're not, they call themselves a wife of the Rotary, and that to them is really good. And yeah, so we're very, very happy. Great experience, and I hope this is going to be really good for you, Brian.
Thank you, Roxana. I love it because she has such a personal connection. Like she said, her grandfather was going to the conventions every year. That's how I met Roxana. I was in a father-daughter camping program with my daughters, and our daughter, my youngest, and Dominique, her youngest, they became friends. So I became friends with Anthony. This was what, 4th grade. And we did I call it a double date. We were at dinner at their house, and somehow Rotary came up, and Roxana started talking about her family and what she did. And her and I just basically talked to each other all night. And then she contacted me about what our club is doing. So she followed us on Facebook, and here she is, our membership chair. So it's amazing what Rotary can bring people together. And so now I laugh because I talk to Roxana a lot more than I talk to her husband. Well, awesome. Well, with that, we are now going to turn over to our program for the day, which is, we kind of mentioned, I'm not going to introduce, but I do want to say, Isabella, her oldest daughter, she is going to be involved in the Interact Club at Lovejoy, which is sponsored by the Rotary Club of Fairview. And at our Christmas party, we were able to introduce her to her Rotary advisor, John Cox, because he was there. So she was already able to get connected up. And so it's glad that they're going to be able to do that. So now I'm going to turn it over to somebody who's just been chomping at the bits to speak today. He's like said, I want to talk quickly. He's going to introduce our speaker.
Actually, I'm not chomping at the bit. I'm going to defer to our president-elect, Joey.
I can't see it.
Oh, yeah, hang on, let me see if I can change that.
And just so you know, Fred suckered me into this at the last minute. He didn't tell me that your bio was so long, Shirley.
Will that work?
I did ask Shirley for a brief intro.
I'm a grant writer. It's impossible.
Hey, character limitations. You're talking to a grant writer right here. There you go. Okay, I'm sorry, Shirley. That was no jab on you at all. So Shirley Heitzman has been a Rotarian for 8 years. She's currently a member of the Rotary Club of Dallas and the past president of the Dallas North Rotary Club from 2016-2017. Dr. Heitzman currently works as the assistant superintendent of Faith Family Academy, a public charter school district in Dallas. Her passion is to increase community and philanthropic support for innovative educational programs that positively impact students, staff, and parents and families. As a part of this work, Dr. Heitzman has been involved with the Faith Family Academy Interact Club for over 6 years. Ooh, that's awesome. And currently serves as the District 5810 Interact Chair. I'm getting feedback. Dr. Heitzman has worked in K-12 education for over 20 years as a teacher and administrator with a focus on partnerships, fundraising, and grants, and organizational management. A lady after my own heart. Dr. Heitzman received her doctorate in educational administration from the University of Texas at Austin in 2018 and a Master of Arts in Education. I lost my line now. At the University of Texas in Austin in 2013, a Master of Arts in Educational Administration from the University of Texas at Tyler in 2016, and a Bachelor of Arts in Linguistics from the University of Minnesota. She holds certifications as a classroom teacher, EC through 6, ESL, that's awesome, principal EC through 12, and superintendent EC through 12. I am very proud to introduce Dr. Shirley Heitzman.
Hi, it's great to be here today. Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, now can you see it?
Now you're screen sharing, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think so.
Shirley, I believe we lost your audio.
And his beautiful wife, Trudy. Oh no.
Okay, I can hear you again. Alex, can you do the spotlight, please?
What's Glenn?
Which one is that? Can you do it, Camille?
I can't do a spotlight.
If you can't do it, we won't be able to because you're the host.
Let's see.
Lauren, can you put it back so we can see Shirley?
Yeah.
It's stuck on screen sharing started by Shirley.
I think she's having technical problems on her end. Oh, yeah, there she is. You're moving. We see you, Shirley. No slides though. And we don't hear you. You're muted.
It is great to be here today. I'm sorry I don't know what happened. It just kept showing me messages that I crashed. So I'm really glad to be here. And it's great to see past District Governor Don Moser and his beautiful wife Trudy. And Roxanne, I'm very excited to meet more with your daughter Isabella and support in any way I can the Lovejoy Interact Club. So you all heard my long, boring introduction, but more importantly is more personal side of my background is that about 2 years ago, I got a new little puppy named Trinity, and you can see me with her on the left. And you can see me with my family on the right-hand side when I graduated with my doctorate. The most important part is
We're not seeing your screen, Shirley.
Not seeing your.
it says I'm sharing it. I don't know what else to do with. Can someone stop sharing?
Yeah, Shirley, you stop sharing and then try to reshare it. Because you're sharing, you can't control it.
It's not letting me stop sharing my screen. Hang on. Okay. Okay, now is it sharing?
This looks promising.
It started.
There.
Yay. Okay. Well, next time I'll just try to come in person. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to be there in person today, but I am delighted to be here and thought I would show you a little bit of more personal side with some pictures with my corgi Trinity and my family, most of whom live in Minnesota. And you can probably hear in my accent, that's where I'm from originally, but I've been here in Dallas for 8 years and came to Texas 11 years ago. I followed a superintendent to Austin ISD and worked for the St. Paul Public Schools in Minnesota for 11 years before that. So I've worked with potential young Rotarians for most of my career, and it was a real pleasure and delight to be asked to be the district Interact chair. And I have to say, I was thrilled because Alex has been such a huge help as the former district Interact chair. Maybe that's the not the immediate past, but previous past district Interact chair. I can tell you those are some big shoes to fill because you have certainly set the standard, Alex. And it was funny because when I got asked in late August, I thought, oh, it'll be really easy to do this job. I can just go to the district Interact or the district website and I can connect schools and students up with all the projects that the Interact clubs are doing. And I went to the calendar and I saw just everywhere, Plano West, Plano West, Plano West. And so I was laughing because y'all are certainly doing a lot as a club and certainly something we all aspire to be doing in our clubs, and just so exciting to see everything y'all are doing and exciting for our Interact clubs to do as well. So today I thought I would just tell you not all about myself, but give a little bit of an overview of what's been happening with Interact this year, what our Interact clubs are doing, and what's coming forward in the future. And just a little background, and I don't know if everybody knows this, but there are 65 Interact clubs in the district right now. And I know that there are a few that are bubbling. And so I think that number is going to go up very soon for sure. I did a little survey earlier this year, and from the response we got back, I think there's about 20 students on average in each club, maybe a little more, a little less. Some of our bigger clubs have close to 60 students or over 60 students. But if you take 65 clubs times even that average, we have over 1,300 high school students working on leading exciting and innovative community service projects across the district. And add to that, there's over 120 Rotary Club sponsors and faculty advisors at a minimum who are working with our students. Some clubs have, some Interact clubs and Rotary clubs have more than one person as their club sponsor and faculty advisor. And we know that our high school students, our young Rotarians, are performing over 20,000 hours of community service each year. So I thought I'd share a little bit today, just some of the things that are going on around the district. I know y'all might have already heard from your high schools what they are doing, but I thought I would share, try to make a trip around the district and share some things that are going on. Of course, I have to talk about Faith Family Academy. They volunteered at the Salvation Army Warehouse in November and December. That was one of the projects that they had out of many. We've got students collecting coats, hats, gloves, and scarves at Newman Smith and Carrollton Farmers Branch, and interactors at Hillcrest and the Park Cities Club collecting hygiene kits for homeless veterans. So I'm just giving you really a sample. I have to tell you, when I talk to our students and our advisors, they send me long lists. So don't feel at all like, oh, wow, this is very much just a sampling of some of the things that are going on. The South Grand Prairie Interact Club, there's a long list here, but that gives you kind of an idea of clubs that are out there and going great gangbusters. I will have to tell you, I'm kind of getting to know some of the clubs this year. What I am finding is that there are some clubs that are doing just great and other clubs that are really having to kind of restart because of COVID. So they may have had a really vibrant Interact club before, and changes in Interact faculty advisors at schools, and also changes in Rotary clubs with the Interact sponsors mean that there's a lot of restarting clubs. And so one of the things that I've been trying to do this fall was to do kind of peer-to-peer learning opportunities on Zoom. And so we've had a couple of Zooms for students and advisors, and a couple of Zoom trainings just for the advisors, where we're able to bring together clubs and Interact clubs who can share their experiences. So one of these we did in October. Newman Smith hosted an event where they were able to share some of the fundraising they've been doing for the Orient Charities Malawi's Girl Education Program. I know there's many other Interact clubs in the district who've been supporting that as well. And forgive me if I've missed out on anybody here. So one of the big things that I have realized is that sometimes the good work is, we know about it, but maybe others don't. And so I talked to Pam Blankensee, and there's a way that if I would say what I've learned is that for Interact, there's no centralized location where all the stories and photos are held. And so definitely share those. I was trying to do a QR code and it didn't work, but there's a great website you can send your stories to Pam Blankensee. So that I know I'm kind of going through this quickly because I know we always want to end right at 1 o'clock, but just to tell you a little bit more about how you can help. And I want to give a big thank you to the Plano West Club. I know that you do a lot with your Interact clubs. What I've heard from interactors and other clubs is just they would love to have you as club members spend time with them by coming to their Interact meetings or coming to their service projects. And I know Plano West, you do a lot of joint projects, so that's kind of old news to y'all. But that's just something kind of as a theme for the district that's really important and kind of emerging from the other clubs. I know it's really important to recognize our faculty advisors. One of the things I kind of realize is that, many of them are teachers and they may not actually be Rotarians or have a kind of schedule where they could, even take a break and join via Zoom for our meetings. And so anything we can do to include them in our club activities is a really big deal. I know some clubs do bring them in for lunch and kind of recognize them as kind of honorary Rotarians, but they're really helping us lead the way along with our club sponsors. And so that's a really important thing. Come to Spring Fling and our Leadership Summit. I will talk a little bit more about Spring Fling in a minute, as well as the Fall Leadership Summit. And then I would really say, Plano West is, y'all are just a shining light and have so much that not only in terms of Rotary activities, the community core, and Interact. It's really about sharing those best practices. So I would really offer you an invitation. I'm going to be reaching out to clubs and Interact clubs who are just doing a lot and seeing if they can help us be part of the training for Spring Fling and the Leadership Summit in the fall, because it's, I think, really hearing from your peers what's working for you and what's going well is just the easiest way to do it. And then also, I know y'all have been very generous this way as well, as put Interact in your budget. Sometimes as we're moving forward, it's really helpful to the Interact clubs. They may be doing fundraisers, and we try to keep those budgets for the per person cost for the Spring Fling and Leadership Summit low. But that club support is really helpful to be able to give our kids those experiences where they get to meet together with their other high school students from other schools and learn how to do it even better in their own community. And then I wanted to say our upcoming events are going to be Spring Fling. This year has been again impacted by COVID, but so we are planning this is kind of hot off the presses, April 30th. My superintendent, Dr. Molly Purcell Mosley, has offered to have Faith Family Academy host the Spring Fling this year. So we will get out more information about that. But what I'm really hoping we can do is kind of share the unique successes of our Interact clubs this year and just have a fun time for our students and advisors and sponsors to get together and celebrate, and also help pass the torch to our new and upcoming leaders in our Interact clubs. So if you all are interested, we are having a Spring Fling planning meeting this Thursday night at 7 o'clock on Zoom. If you're interested, just let me know. And I'll be sending out more information about Spring Fling with more details very soon. And then, of course, we're already working on Leadership Summit for the fall. And I really realized this year, without having Leadership Summit, how important it is. And it really lays the groundwork for our clubs, for the opportunities for local service projects and international service projects. And I would love to work with your club, especially if there are projects you think that we could take district-wide that would really do so much better, even if we had district-wide support from all of our Interact clubs. I'd love to be able to launch that at the Leadership Summit in the fall. So as well as let our clubs know what matters, winning so that they can win a district award and also presidential citation for the Interact clubs. So those are just a few of the things that are going on, as well as I'm going to put in a plug for the Club Leadership Development Day. I know Alex mentioned this earlier, but I have talked to our incoming district governor, Howard Templin, and he has found space and time for us to do a training track that is just for Interact. So this will be for Interact club sponsors and for the faculty advisors on the campuses. And so again, I would love it if if we could be in contact, because I feel like Plano West has so much to share. Would love to include you in this training, and so that you can share your wisdom and experience and expertise with our other clubs who are kind of in the restarting mode. From what I understand, this is Saturday, March 26th. I think the time is 8 a.m. The graphic is different, but I think Howard, I think it's 8 to 12, but we'll have that confirmed by the incoming district governor. But there will be a specific Interact training track there, and I want to thank everyone who has helped make that happen. So I know this was very short and sweet. Thanks for hanging in there through the technical difficulties, and I'm open for questions if anybody has any questions.
I do have one. Hello, my son attends Plano Academy, and I was just wondering, who would I need to speak with to start an Interact at a school in Plano ISD? So just, would you be the person I'd have to talk to?
Yeah, you can start with me, and what I would say is it's always a partnership between the school and their administration and leadership, and also with the Rotary Club, who also takes on sponsoring the Interact Club so that there's enough capacity in the club to have a club sponsor that can help the Interact Club connect with the club activities and find out what's going on. But obviously,
And to throw a little in there, as Shirley mentioned, I was district Interact chair a number of years ago. The Academy High School is sponsored. I think that's Camille saying, "Shut up, Alex." So
Alex, thank you. Thank you very much.
I will connect you with somebody at Plano East Rotary, because if they have that student, they can make it happen.
Thank you.
Any questions on Zoom? We can't see them, but I thought I counted at least 20 people are on Zoom. Any questions there? None. Okay. Well, I'm going to go a little. Advisor from her Rotary Club, which I can't remember the name, but I don't think it exists anymore, right? Yes, but they sponsored Faith Family Academy, which is a bunch of energized, service-oriented kids, and Shirley was a Rotarian advisor. And so I got to meet her then, and then we did some other Rotary things. So I was really excited when she finally accepted. She had been asked for a few years to take this position. So I'm glad she did, because this is what she does for a living. And so, but surely what I would like to do is, in appreciation of your time and program, Plano West Rotary is going to donate $10 in your name. So we're going to make a cash donation to the Rotary Foundation in your name. And that's going to go to the Rotary Polio Plus program, together with the 2-to-1 matching grants from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Your 10 will turn into 30 that provides polio vaccine for about 50 children. And I always like to say that Rotary, it's important that we as Rotarians and everybody that watches this online understands that Rotary International is using its polio infrastructure to aid in the vaccination of COVID-19. Because when you look at, we have high vaccination rates, but when you look at these other countries, their vaccination rates are like 5%. And this is just rampant. And we have the infrastructure already in place through our Polio Plus program to get the vaccines out there, to get volunteers that help with it. And so when this $10 donation we're making for you, Shirley, is turning into 30 for ending polio now, and then Rotary is lending our expertise and our infrastructure to end COVID. So Shirley, thank you very much for speaking to us. For those that don't know, we officially have 2 Interact clubs. That's Plano Senior High and Clark High School Interact Club. And Julia Lynn is our new Rotarian advisor for the Plano Senior High School Interact. She was formerly president of that club when she was in high school, as well as Interact District Governor. And Mihir is president, or is our Rotarian advisor for the Clark High School Interact Club. We did try to get a Vines High School Interact Club started. Because of COVID, that kind of didn't happen. So hopefully we can do that again. So we have 2 Interact clubs, and we actually have a co-sponsor with the Plano Rotary Club. So they're sponsor and we're sponsor. So thank you, Shirley. Interact is important to youth. We have probably about 7 former interactors in our club already. So those are future Rotarians, like she said. This